poppin', y'all? It's your boy Staz, the Italian Stallion, aka ESPN Staz, because I'm bringing it to you like a highlight, you feel me? We right here at Trill, the only hip-hop flagship store in Phoenix, man, in Arizona for that matter. Shout out to Ali, man. This is a great establishment, a great store, man. Y'all come check them out for all your hip-hop needs, man. Clothing, you know, CDs, vinyls, all that. But back to the main topic at hand, man. This is the definition of active. We got another fire episode. We got Dez in the building, aka High Vibe Tribe. He is helping put together the Soul Awakening Festival, September 22nd, at the Playa Ponderosa in Flagstaff, Arizona. What's going on, bro?
Yeah, so this is the first of many. We're creating a whole new ecosystem, like, holistically for the youth and honoring our elders. So we're bridging these communities with hip hop, which is the start of a whole movement. So us connecting with people like GG4, and then also making an all-age festival, no alcohol. So kids are involved, everyone's gonna be present to hold space for each other so we can integrate the new beginnings of hip hop and honoring where hip hop started, because hip hop, it was always about consciousness and expanding the currency of community, because energy is our, you know, like money, energy is money. So it's like us creating this holistic ecosystem with action-oriented mystics, healers, artists, is creating a whole new environment for the music scene, because the mainstream music, as you know it, is already kind of plagued with a certain one way of thinking, you know, for the subconscious mind. So we're trying to bring the new perspective of how music originally was, what hip hop really is about. Not, you know, guns, violence, and degrading women, like, yeah.
No, that's incredible, man. And we'll get into it later. And obviously, I'm going to talk to him personally. You know, GG4 is in the building with us in the back.
The Last Poets.
From the Last Poets. Do your homework. That's very legendary right now. You know, when you talk about the essence and the beginning of hip hop, you know, pretty incredible, man. How did you get involved with him? How did you guys get involved? Because we have other teammates of yours.
Originally, from being in Sedona, Arizona, that's where I was doing a lot of groundwork originally for High Vibe Tribe. Like, I'm an herbalist, you know, sound alchemy. We do sound baths and different things like that. I was just, you know, really connecting with the community out there, and I met him through, they used to call them like cosmic ciphers. It was like in this basement place where like people that are freestyle artists would just come together. I'd play my drum, the hand drum, and people would just freestyle, and like really like the roots of hip hop, like freestyle. And that's where I actually met him originally.
Wow.
And he was just, you know, doing his thing up there, like, and it really, like, you felt it, like the authenticity of like the roots of hip hop. So it was like an honor just meeting him in that light, that aspect of the poetry and motion. It was really cool.
No, that's incredible, man. And how did you link up with your team? You know, we have 3 other people here that you're with.
Yeah, Sydney, she's the founder of Soul Awakening, and we just connected through other like-minded individuals. Originally, in April, I put together a festival called Abundance Fest in Sedona, and I met her there. She was a volunteer, and we vibed, and she was on the same mission. So, you know, we're just, it's not about competition anymore, it's about collaboration. That's what I see, and that's what part of the new earth is. It's not about competition anymore, like, oh, I'm better than you, you know what I mean? If we all come together, we're all stronger together, infinitely. So that's my emotion right now, is just like collaboration with like-minded people and making it expand so it goes worldwide. Like,
that's awesome. That's
and then
awesome.
Vintage is a brother I met when I was networking in LA, and we all just, it seems like we've known each other for like lifetimes, and we've honestly all just met each other like within this past year. So it's just like building that solid foundation for our ecosystem, because it takes a village, it takes a team to put things together. So Now it's happening.
No, that's
Yeah.
facts, man. That's facts. And I seen doing my research, you guys have been promoting this event and posting this event since like April or May on your Instagram page.
Yeah, Soul Awakening's been going on
This
for
is
a while. Yeah.
like the beginning. That's like the beginning of the year, damn near.
Yeah, for real.
Sheesh.
We're just, and we just got more artists added like recently, like Simbi. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He's really
Simbi,
he's from
yep.
New York. He's really dope.
If I'm not mistaken, Simbi Laku.
Yep.
Simbi Laku.
Yeah, we got AK the Savior from the Underachievers. So
Yeah.
A lot of the roots of hip hop, come from New York. So there's like a few artists from New York, like Vintage and myself are from New York as well.
Yeah.
So
What part of New York are you from?
I'm from upstate, Rochester.
Rochester.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, Rochester is really underrated for the music scene out there. Like
Really?
they got their own sound and some of the best producers that have even been in the game so far in these past like 10 years, like Ness on the beat. He's produced things for Drake, A Boogie,
Yeah.
like Kodak, and he'll be performing at Soul Awakening as well.
Wow.
His new name is Divinalis. So we're just bridging all these communities together from the East Coast to the West Coast for unity consciousness, which is here. Like,
That's cool.
Yeah.
Funny story about Rochester. Actually, I went to Rochester once.
really,
I took a visit to the University of Rochester.
That's a big
Yeah,
city, yeah.
for basketball and shit, but it was only for a day, you know what I mean? But I was like, wow, it's very green up here. It's very different
powerful
compared to
city,
New
yeah.
York City, yeah.
Because that's where Kodak actually originated, like Kodak film. So it's like,
Wow,
so film really started there, and like it's very artsy, and different types of music was originated there. So it's,
wow, that's crazy. What does Soul Awakening mean to you?
it's not just a festival. I see it as a movement. It's like we're returning to our roots, like connecting people that have been disconnected for so long to nature, to ground yourself, with electromagnetic currency and being present with each other. Like currently, like holding space that we all feel safe in to integrate with tribe and like-minded individuals, so we can expand into like the new chapter of all of our lives, because we're no longer like being attached to old paradigms. So I see it's about community.
No, got you,
Yeah.
got you. And Flagstaff, why Flagstaff, Arizona, out of all places in Arizona?
Yeah, that's a good question. So Flagstaff is a very powerful space. It's near the Four Corners, which the indigenous believe, it's in many prophecies, is a very sacred land. Like near Sedona is where they used to host ceremonies. So Flagstaff is like a little bit further, so it's more like fertile there. There's spring water, there's creeks, It's in the forest, so you could really tune into your essence, your truest essence, connecting that God to nature, to self, to source, and it's a very place to like reset yourself. It's powerful.
No,
I don't know if you've ever been there.
that's cool.
There's even spring water out there.
Spring water?
Straight, yeah.
In the streams?
It comes out of a pipe at this one spot, but yeah, you could find straight out of the stream, but it's just pure water, A lot of people are just detached from even drinking water. Is that,
Wow.
It's like going straight to the source, and you can feel it in your body. It's like you feel like you've been dehydrated your whole life. It's
Yeah.
like real hydration. It's
Wow.
crazy. Yeah.
And have you guys been thinking about like targeting like the NAU crowd at all, or have you guys been promoting towards them at all? Or
Definitely, we're gonna do being part of Soul Awakening. I'm like the ground crew, like my brother Vintage is as well, and like so we're gonna be networking a lot in the Flagstaff area next week, just to get the college kids involved with like, the new chapter of hip hop, more of the conscious scene of hip hop, because what you hear on the radio is not like real hip hop. Like that's rap, like, which came before hip hop, but we're bringing people back to the essence, and it's EDM too. So we're trying to bridge communities, because I'm a personally not a fan of EDM, but I know like they have similar morals to hip hop. They're very like mutual aid, community oriented. So it's good to bring those communities together so we could expand.
Very cool.
And I know college kids love, ravers and
Ravers,
stuff. So,
yeah.
So
ravers and ragers for sure.
for sure.
Yeah, man, good stuff. We're gonna get another one of your teammates up in here shortly, but I did want to ask you, High Vibe Tribe. I told you off camera I thought it was a group,
Yeah.
but you said no. I'm High Vibe Tribe.
Yeah, I originated, and then my partner as well. She's not much into the herbal stuff, but she's part of the High Vibe Tribe Sound Alchemy experience, which we do sound baths in like cacao or kava ceremonies, which are powerful plant medicines. So yeah, High Vibe Tribe is like, it's a collective. I'm just kind of like, I planted the seed with it, and now it's growing, and it's gonna be more members eventually.
Okay.
But yeah.
So you're hoping to make it. So it's you and a partner.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And you're just trying to make sure more people come in the future.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
an open space. It's a collective of just like-minded people that are just trying to build community builders, you know, thought provokers, truth seekers.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And we also make music as well. High Vibe Tribe, like it's like conscious hip hop as well.
So you're an MC. Are you an MC then?
Yeah.
Cool. Where can they find you, man, for everybody?
Des585 on YouTube, or Inventor8, INVENTEUR8. Yeah.
Dope, man.
High
Dope.
Vibe Tribe, align your spawn with the divine. We on the rise, just like consciousness is infinite bliss. Open up, be present. You were the limitless gift.
Hey, look
Yeah,
at
big
that.
shift.
Look at that. That's hard.
Great meeting you, bro.
No, you too, man. And just to clarify, your artist name Dez.
Inventor8,
MC-wise.
just like my Instagram.
Inventor8 is your
Yeah.
artist name.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I'm like, High Vibe Tribe, Dez, Inventor8. I'm like, which one is
There's
it?
different aspects of myself, you know. I'm
Got you.
definitely multifaceted, so it's
Dope.
Yeah.
Inventor8 on Spotify, on Instagram. Go follow him, man.
Big bliss, big risk, big shift.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure to talk to you, man. And let's get some more of your crew members in here.
Cheers, man.
Cheers. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. It's your boy Staz. I got Sydney, the founder of the Soul Awakening Festival. How you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Are you from Arizona originally?
No, I'm from SoCal.
SoCal. Okay, dope, dope. How did you link up with Dez and Vintage and the team to get involved with this?
So, Vintage, I met through TikTok actually.
Really?
I think we came across each other's videos and seen that we're doing similar work and ended up linking up at Lucidity in person. I seen Dez at Abundance Fest in
What's
Arizona.
Lucidity? What's Lucidity?
Lucidity is a transformational festival
Okay.
in Santa Barbara.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Dez I met in Sedona at Abundance Fest, and ended up linking up with him. He's a friend of Vintage's. So we were all just running in the same circle, and yeah.
Cool. So they said you're the founder. You know, when Dez was talking to me on the DMs, what makes you the founder? Like, did you like say, hey, I have this idea of this festival. We should do this, combine all this. Like, what's your definition of the founder?
I mean, I started this, I had this idea for a minute. I've been doing gatherings and stuff before I started doing the festival. It's more on like the hippie-ish side, and I wanted to bring it more to the mainstream. So I decided to start the festival. I didn't know either of them when I started it. So this is just something that I've been wanting to do. I had some people like just pushing me to do it, and I started doing it. Didn't have a lot of people that seen the vision at first, because like combining hip hop and nature is not like the usual combination. A lot of people didn't see the vision until I started coming out with it, and then that's when I met Vintage and Dez, and like they seen it. So that's how I started linking up with them. But I was just doing everything by myself before that.
Wow. So then would you say your official like background, your artistic background was throwing events, shows?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I would say that that's my creative space, is doing the events, bringing people together, creating community, building bridges.
How much work is that?
A lot of work.
A lot of work?
Yeah, I have been working all year on this, for like the last year, and then building my tribe and stuff like over the last year and a half. It's been a long process. Like I'm working nonstop and like hustling on the side with a night job to pay for this.
Wow. Hey, that's what you got to do, y'all. You know, it takes hard work and dedication. Like I was telling Dez, like I was doing my research, and you know, I saw posts on Instagram on the Soul Awakening page from like April.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, it's September now. You guys have been posting about this since like the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think that's really good. That's really like good promo for the whole thing.
Yeah, and doing a lot of word of mouth before that. Like, we've been talking about it since the end of last year.
That's awesome. So for those watching, what's the first step to throwing a major event like what you're trying to accomplish?
The first step, from what I've learned, because I've learned a lot, because this is my first festival and I've learned so much already, I would say collaboration, getting together with community and finding out what people's roles are, and yeah, just like really building it together. Like I said, I'd done a lot of it by myself from the beginning. And next time, I mean, like, I have my team now, but I would say definitely getting together with your community and talking to people about it, talking about the vision, getting together what exactly the vision is.
And the groundwork's important too, like going to places, businesses and stuff, like handing out flyers and spreading the word. Would you say that's like a heavy and important part of it as well?
For sure, because that's, especially if you want to do something more communal, you have to bring the community into it. And like the local people is like who's going to support you. And there's like that, like what we're trying to do is bring people back to supporting communities, supporting local, like keeping the money within our communities and talking to like the locals about that and not going corporate. Like that was something that we had to face in the beginning.
How so?
I had someone in the big hip hop industry come in and try and give me way too much money.
Really?
Yeah, but he wanted to like not pay anybody. He wanted to like completely change the vibe. Like I told him my vision and how it was specifically community centered. And he wanted me to not pay anybody. He wanted to keep all the profit for himself. He wanted to like completely change it from the conscious direction that I'm going and just make it corporate. And I'm like, that defeats the entire purpose. I had to say no to like $200,000+
Wow.
to not sell out to that.
Yeah.
And so being with community and like talking to the local people and like telling people what we're about to keep that that intention is a huge part of it.
No, for sure, for sure. And that just goes to show, like, you know, you hear about like artists getting record deals and stuff, or DJs or whoever, producers, and they see, you know, a piece of paper with large sum of money. They're like, oh my God, you know, my life has changed.
Yeah.
Little do they know the business and the technicalities behind it.
You're owned after that, and like it just goes against what it was going against what I wanted to do. And like lucky enough for me, I'm good with money and I'm a hustler, so I didn't have to say yes to a bunch of money because I know that I could make it on my own and do it in the way that I want to do.
Oh, that's cool. And really quick, you said SoCal. Where in SoCal?
Victorville.
Victorville.
Yeah.
Wow, I have a very close
Unfortunately.
friend. Really?
It's not the place to be.
I have a very close friend. His parents live in Victorville. So that's the only way that I really know about Victorville, but that's
It's
what's up.
a desert. There's nothing out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. As soon as I turned 18, I left.
Got you. Okay. And I spoke briefly with Des, Playa Ponderosa. For those that are watching, you know, what is that? Is it like a venue? Like, what is Playa Ponderosa?
Yeah, it's an outdoor venue. It's woods. So have you been out to Flagstaff?
I have.
Yeah, so it's just like all pine woods. It's private property. It's camping, like a camping ground.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so it's just like there's a big meadow in the middle and it's just surrounded by pine trees.
Awesome. And we talked briefly as well with Des about the lineup, some of the artists on the lineup. You know, AK, you know, if I'm not mistaken, Lizzie Jeff as well.
Yes.
I was like, wow, you know, she's making a lot of noise.
Yeah.
What was the process like picking the lineup?
So AK out of all of them, I would say is one of the first people, because he comes from Underachievers, that I listened to like years ago, that kind of opened me up, I guess, to that realm, along with like Flatbush Zombies and all of them.
Oh yeah, they're big.
Yeah, so through him, I found Or to Profit with that song that they did together, Metamorphosis, which I'm hoping they do together this time, because if they do, that's the first time that they ever play this together. But when I came across that song, that kind of like introduced me more into, I guess, like this realm of hip hop. And Lizzie Jeff was another one that I've been hearing a lot about the last couple of years. My friends seen her at like LAB and stuff. I heard she was dope. I went to her event, her 420 event in LA this year.
Cool.
And met her, talked to her, because I wanted to like see what her vibe was, because I heard her vibe was dope. So I'm like, okay, I want to go see it for myself and see like the environment that she creates. So I went to the event, talked to her, and booked her as my headliner.
Cool, cool.
Yeah.
And then AK, he's making a lot of noise too. He has a following. How did
Yeah.
you guys get AK?
I talked to Or to Profit.
Wow.
He has his number. Or to Profit was the first one that I booked. So I talked to him, asked him if he had AK's number. He sent it to me, and I just texted him. And yeah, he was the second one that I booked.
That's so cool. That's
Yeah.
so cool. Soul awakening. What does that word mean? What do those two words mean to you?
So I picked Soul Awakening. Originally, I wanted to do Awaken, but that was taken. So I went with Soul Awakening because we're trying to get back to the earth, back to what our roots are. And a part of that is we're sun worshippers. Soul, it's S-O-L, like sun in Spanish, but phonetically it sounds like soul awakening, like waking people up, because we're at a really pivotal point in consciousness right now with the shift. Everyone's waking up and stuff, and I wanted to assist in that. That's what I was originally doing with my events, but like I said before, there's a lot of people that won't come out to that because of whatever connotations they have about gatherings out in the woods or in the desert. It's like hippie shit, it's white people shit, whatever. So I wanted to open more people up to that kind of experience.
Got it. That's really cool. That's good stuff, y'all. Once again, September 22nd, Playa Ponderosa in Flagstaff, Arizona. Festival's going down. Make sure to get your tickets. Where can they get tickets?
On our website, it's soulawakeningfestival.com. It's going to be through Ticket Ferry.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and I guess, to end it, because I do want to get your other team members in here, how important do you think that this festival is going to be for Flagstaff in general?
I feel like it's going to be really important because we're trying to bridge communities, bridge generations. The youth is out there. We got it next to a college. It's next to Sedona. And we're just bringing something different to Arizona, I feel. And just like the festival scene in general, like this kind of thing hasn't really been done in the mainstream, like on this level. And with the mission that we have in the spaces that we're trying to create, I think it's going to be pretty evolutionary.
Hell yeah. It sounds like it is.
Yeah.
Once again, y'all, go get some tickets. September 22nd, the Soul Awakening Festival is going down. Sydney, the founder, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much. I have Vintage with me, another part of the Soul Awakening Festival team. What's going on, bro?
What's up, man? Chilling.
Hell yeah. Big chilling, man. For those that don't know, where are you from originally? Are you from Arizona?
No, I'm actually born and raised in New York.
New York?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. What part of New York?
Queens.
Queens.
Yeah.
That's dope. I got family from Queens.
And
That's
got
cool.
bomb-ass food, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Jamaican, the Chinese, like it's all fire, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I checked out your page, obviously talking with Dez and DMs, you're an artist. So you're an MC, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What made you, get into, lyricism and being an MC?
So when I was younger, I think in middle school, I wanted to hear a certain type of hip hop rap but I couldn't really find it anywhere. Like I wanted to hear something that elevated my being, you know what I mean? I yearned for it actually, but I couldn't really find it in the midst of what was happening. And so I decided to write my own lyrics, and from there, I didn't really record. It was more of like a passion. But yeah, after some years, I'm like, you know what? I should take this more seriously because I feel like I have a gift. So I want to share that with the world, you know? So yeah, that's how it happened.
Well, that was dope. And for all y'all out there, Vintage, it's VINTIJ, not vintage like a vintage store. TIJ. I thought that was dope. So New York,
Yeah.
hip hop MC. Obviously, you linked with the Soul Awakening team. How did you like meet? How did that come about? Did you come out here to the West Coast, or how did you link with this team, or who did you link with first?
Right, so yeah, I left New York. I came to California, SoCal to be exact.
To like move out, like officially?
Yeah,
or? Okay.
move out. Because I felt like I just needed to get out of New York, yo. I've been there my whole life, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I just needed to get out. So went to California, Los Angeles, because I heard there was a huge population of like-minded people. And so I started building. I started getting a little bit of following on TikTok, and then I met up with Sydney because she was doing similar type of work as me. And so we just, linked up, and from there was history.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. So you linked up with Sydney first, and then Dez came in the picture.
Yeah, I met him at this event called Blue Buddha Market. It's like this a set of vendors, and we just be having vibes like drum circles or conversations. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That was dope. That was dope. Do they still do that?
Yeah, they still do that. Like every Sunday or every 2 Sundays.
That's cool. That's super cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so when Sydney came up with the idea of doing this festival, what made you want to be like, okay, I want to get involved?
Right. So, well, I'll say there's very few people doing like this type of work where like we're activated and like we're doing projects on this big level, because a lot of people do talk. So when I've already seen how serious she was, it already piqued my interest, right? And then diving deeper into that, she wanted to create a festival of conscious hip hop, which is what I'm about.
Yeah.
And so I was already interested. And I also wanted to promote more people of color getting into realms where ceremonies happen, you know what I'm saying? So like ayahuasca and like psychedelic medicine, because in that culture, there is a very evolutionary frequency. So like people are more open and they're in tune with who they are as a soul. And so I wanted to bring that culture and merge it with the communities I'm at. And so I suggested that to her, and then we was like, yeah, so yeah, that's how it happened.
That's super
why
cool.
I'm doing it.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
And obviously this is the first annual festival.
Yeah.
And it's going on for 2 days or 3 days?
3 days.
3 days,
Yeah.
okay. Do you guys hope to have this going on for years to come?
Well, personally, I don't have expectations. I'm just gonna do the best that I can for this festival, and then however it rides out, I'm just gonna adapt to it. Be in the present moment, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Go with the flow.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And we are here in Phoenix, by the way, at Trill, the only flagship hip hop store in Arizona. Have you been to Arizona before?
This is my second time, because the homie Dez actually threw a festival called Abundance Festival.
He mentioned
yeah, I went over there, so this is my second time.
Wow, your second time in Arizona.
Second time.
Wow. What do you think of Arizona and Phoenix?
There's energy here. It's pretty dope. The mountains, they serve a purpose here. And so when I'm around it, I just feel different, you know? But yeah, I really dig the nature, the openness as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's different. You know, a lot of people I've talked to about, from the East Coast and Midwest, and they say, oh yeah, I drove to Arizona. One of the first things they say is the mountains. I was driving into the state from like New Mexico or whatever, and the mountains were like the first thing.
Right.
Yeah,
those stuck out to me because in New York City we just had skyscrapers, and I was tired of seeing skyscrapers. So I definitely noticed the mountains.
No, for sure, man, for sure. And speaking of conscious rap, I want to ask you, being an MC yourself, who are your top 5 conscious rappers in hip hop?
Ooh. I don't really have like a sequence, so I'm gonna just name some off the top of my
no
head.
order.
Yeah, no order. Let's get that correct. I would say B.O.B.
Wow.
Yeah, not a lot of people, I feel like, know about him and his conscious music. Like, people know about him, but not his conscious music. But he definitely has some heavy hitting songs that really resonated with me. Definitely Nas, you know what I'm saying? Who else? Talib Kweli. Come
Wow.
on, we gotta name him when we talking about conscious rappers, you know? Who else? Can't think of any others off the top. I would say those are my top 3.
Top 3?
Yeah, top 3.
That's a pretty good list.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good list, man.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. Soul Awakening, I've asked this to Dez and Sydney. What does Soul Awakening mean to you? Those 2 words.
I'm gonna go off of what I feel in the present moment, which is I see the soul awakening. So like electricity, energy, light protruding from the soul. And I wanted it to also share a download that I had. So like the soul, right? I feel like the soul is the center, the core of our being, right? But soul is also S-O-L, which is the sun. The sun is also the center of our galaxy or solar system, right? And so I feel like it's no coincidence that these 2 are very much correlated. And yeah, I hope that yields some downloads for y'all, whoever's watching, whoever's in tune.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. We're gonna wrap it up here pretty soon. But for the people, you know, that are watching, where can they find you for your music on all platforms?
Yeah, for music, you can find me on Spotify, Vintij, not with A-G-E, because we don't deal with time, age, I don't know about that, you know what I'm saying? So Vintij on Spotify, on TikTok as well, or Instagram, vintage.infinity. So yeah, that's where you can find me.
That's dope. And what do you got coming up? Any drops, singles, videos?
Yeah, I'm actually releasing my first EP ever on Soul Awakening. So yeah, it's gonna be called Initiations.
That's what's up. Hell yeah. And what better event to drop it?
Right,
And
exactly.
showcase it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was dope. Well, hey, y'all heard it first on AZWay2 Active. It's Vintage. And we're going to get into another very special guest on the part of the team coming up. Sitting beside me right now is a very legendary figure in music. I got GG4 of The Last Poets in the building. It's a pleasure.
It's my pleasure to be here with you and supporting this great event.
No, most definitely. What made you want to get involved with this incredible team for this event?
Well, first of all, I've observed the whole development of rap from the beginning. And I've seen some very powerful voices. Some of them were mentioned. There's always a few rappers who want to go beyond, shake a little bit, and kick some knowledge. There was an era when it was kicking knowledge. And you know some of the people who came along during that time. So when a young man who I met called me up and he said, they're going to have this festival, and I told him you should be involved. And we entered into a conversation, and I've just returned from Colorado, where I'm moving the headquarters of my operation. The things that I'm working with are going to be operating from Colorado. It'll still be something here. But when I connected with them, I came today from Colorado to just meet them in person and get to know them. And it was a powerful experience.
Wow.
And so it sealed the deal for me that they're for real. And I'd look forward to having a group of people committed to bringing forth positive music under the banner of hip hop or rap.
Incredible, incredible. Is this your first time in Arizona? Have you been here
No,
before?
I've been here for years. I've
Okay.
been here for a few years. Been behind the scenes, done a few small things. But I've just been working with a group from Cottonwood.
Wow, Cottonwood, Arizona.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so we were working here for a few years, and we decided to stay. We got some things going on in Sedona, but we're moving our main headquarters to Salida, Colorado.
Salida, Colorado. Wow. And where is that in Colorado? Is that near Denver or?
4 hours
Okay.
from Denver.
Cool. Nice. So for all the young cats out there that might not know the Last Poets, explain to the young cats out there who the Last Poets are and what they mean to the culture of hip hop.
Well, as we talked about earlier, the Last Poets are, if you think about the name, are a group of people who started doing the Black consciousness movement, and I wrote a poem, and in that poem I said, "We are the last poets of the world. We will recreate this world in honor of our parents and our ancestors." So people took a stand. By talking about being the last poets, we were really talking about bringing powerful words with consciousness that elevate the consciousness of the whole planet until we're a new group of people. That's what it really boils down to.
That's incredible. That's incredible. I was doing some research on my own. Obviously, I grew up a hip hop head. Common, the rapper Common,
Yeah.
he had the song "The Corner" off of the Grammy-nominated album B.
Yeah.
And a lot of people might not know Last Poets were on that record.
Yeah. Well, it was one of the last poets.
One of the Last Poets. Okay.
Yeah, so there are 7 people, 2 of whom have made their transition, but there are 5 living last poets now. Yeah, but one of them was on the corner. And of course it makes sense because we're rooted in our culture. We came from the corners. We came from Harlem and the north end of Detroit and the west side of Detroit. I'm from Detroit.
From Detroit.
Yeah.
There we go. Much love to Detroit. I've been there a couple times myself. It's a beautiful city. So Soul Awakening. I've asked everybody on the team this. What does Soul Awakening mean to you?
Well, SOL is a symbol of the sun. And when you unite with the sun, you got your soul. So SOUL is you in touch with the sun within yourself, the bright light of your divinity shining. And so Soul Awakening is awakening the light of divinity within you. That's what every person who steps up to that mic should have a message that's going to awaken the sun within them, the light within them. And that's a powerful message. If hip-hop begins to have a branch, and that's why I'm supporting it, because I can see, I'm encouraging them to stay the course. Don't just do something one time, but develop a strong, bright message of liberation for the planet, greening of the planet, unity of the planet, all of that.
That's incredible. Before we get out of here, I wanted to ask you, what do you think about the current state of hip hop? Because this is the 50th anniversary of hip hop this year.
Well, I've gone in depth there. I've been looking to pull back this program, but they did a number of segments on the 50th anniversary, and we were one of them. And we spoke, Abi Odun and I, there were 2 original founders of the Last Poets. We're speaking, working together. But they know, everybody knows, it's Benjamin's more than life. And there's always been a few people who were committed to calling things up and calling things out. So that's where it is today. It's in need of conscious hip hop, or more importantly, conscious rap, because you might confuse. There's no confusing rap. That's the words, and you could confuse the hip hop and not quite get the words out. But we need conscious words.
We do.
And that's why I'm very supportive, and I see I'm going to do all I can to share whatever knowledge I have about creating a sound and some words that move people to positive action.
I love it, man. I love it. And really quick, have you ever been to Flagstaff, Arizona?
Yeah,
You have.
I've been there.
What do you think of Flagstaff?
Well, I've been through there. I've stopped for. I'm a veteran. I went to the VA once, I think, in Flagstaff. Or so bank. They moved Bank of America from Cottonwood and Sedona, so I went to the Bank of America. But I've never really. This will be my first chance to really culturally feel Flagstaff and see what happens. I'd encourage everybody to come out and give them a look.
Yes, sir. Well, you heard it, GG4. Thank you for sitting down with me. It's a pleasure.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
It's a pleasure. Once again, man, September 22nd, Playa Ponderosa in Flagstaff, Arizona. The Soul Awakening Festival is going down. It's a 3-day event. Get your tickets online or just pull up. It's going to be a good time. This is Staz, the Italian Stallion, aka ESPN Staz, because I'm bringing it to you like a highlight. This is AZY2 Active. We at Trill once again. Shout out to Ali for the opportunity. And we out. Peace.